We were told the internet was a digital mirror of humanity, a place where billions of voices shared their lives, their thoughts, and their souls. But what if I told you that the person you argued with this morning, the artist you followed yesterday, and the very comments you are reading right now do not exist? What if the internet we once knew, the human internet, died years ago, and we are simply wandering through a graveyard of algorithms talking to ghosts in a machine? For over a decade, a chilling conspiracy has been whispered about in the darkest corners of message boards and tech forums. It is known as the dead internet theory. At first glance, it sounds like the plot of a dystopian science fiction novel, a paranoid delusion born from too much time spent behind a screen. But as we move further into 2026, the evidence is no longer just anecdotal. It is visible, it is measurable, and it is deeply unsettling. The theory suggests that at some point between 2016 and 2017, the balance of the World Wide Web shifted. It claims that the vast majority of internet traffic, content, and interaction is no longer produced by human beings but by artificial intelligence, bots, and state-sponsored algorithms designed to manipulate our perception of reality. Imagine walking into a crowded room where everyone is laughing, talking, and sharing stories. Now imagine realizing that every single person in that room is an animatronic puppet, repeating programmed lines to make you feel like you belong. This is the digital reality we may be living in. This phenomenon has created what researchers call the infinite hallway. You click a link, you see a viral post, you read 1,000 comments, and you feel the weight of public opinion. But if the theory is correct, that public opinion is an illusion, a manufactured consensus generated by thousands of bots talking to each other, while you, the human observer, are the only real consciousness in the room. The roots of this digital haunting go back to the early days of the botnet. Initially, bots were simple. They were tools used for basic tasks or primitive spam. But as deep learning and large language models evolved, the line between human and machine began to blur until it virtually disappeared. Today, AI can generate photorealistic faces of people who never lived, write essays with emotional nuances, and engage in complex political debates. On platforms like X, TikTok, and YouTube, we see the rise of AI ghosts, accounts with millions of followers that post content 24 hours a day, generating engagement that is entirely artificial. These are not just tools, they are architects of a new simulated culture. But why would anyone want a dead internet? The answer is as old as civilization itself. Control. If you can control the algorithm, you can control the narrative. By flooding the digital space with bot-generated noise, real human dissent is drowned out. This is known as censorship through noise. You don't have to delete the truth if you can simply surround it with a million convincing lies. This creates a sense of isolation for the actual human users. When you see a post with 50,000 likes that goes against everything you believe to be true, you start to doubt your own sanity. You start to feel like an outlier, a relic of an old world, even if everyone around you feels exactly the same way. The bots don't just mimic us, they condition us. One of the most terrifying aspects of this theory is the concept of algorithmic decay. Since the internet is now being flooded with AI-generated content, newer AI models are starting to learn from the data produced by older AI models. This creates a feedback loop, a digital incest that leads to a strange, distorted version of reality. Images become slightly off, text becomes surreal, and the uncanny valley effect begins to take over the entire web. We are seeing the birth of a digital subconscious that is increasingly detached from the human experience. We are no longer looking at a mirror of ourselves. We are looking into a void that is starting to look back. The evidence is everywhere if you know where to look. Have you ever noticed how dead certain comment sections feel? The same phrases repeated over and over, the same generic profiles, the same artificial enthusiasm. Have you ever felt like the content being pushed to you is too perfect, too targeted, as if the machine knows what you want before you do? That's because the machine isn't just watching you, it is building a world specifically for you. A digital Truman Show where the actors are lines of code and the set is your smartphone screen. In 2024, a massive study estimated that nearly 50% of all internet traffic was bot-driven. By 2026, many experts believe that number has climbed to 70 or even 80%. We are approaching a tipping point where the human part of the internet becomes a minority, a small gated community in a sprawling city of silicon and shadows. This leads to a haunting question. If a human posts something on the internet and no other human ever sees it, does it actually exist? Or is it just a drop of water in an ocean of synthetic noise? There are stories of users who have tried to test the bots. They post nonsensical strings of words or contradictory statements, only to find hundreds of bot accounts agreeing with them, liking the post, and adding their own artificial context. It is like shouting into a canyon and hearing 1,000 different voices echo back, none of them being your own. This isn't just about technology. It's about the loss of the human soul in the digital age. We are losing the ability to connect, to empathize, and to verify what is real. As we move deeper into this era, the unsolved archives of the future won't be about missing persons in the physical world, but about missing people in the digital one. Where did the bloggers go? Where are the original thinkers? They are still here, but they are buried under layers of generative filler. The dead internet theory suggests that we are the last generation to remember what a human-led internet felt like. A place of chaos, mistakes, and raw emotion. What we have now is polished, efficient, and cold. It is a world designed to keep you scrolling, keep you watching, and keep you from ever looking up. So, the next time you find yourself scrolling through an endless feed at 3 a.m., ask yourself, who are these people? Why are they saying this? And most importantly, am I the only one left? The silence of the internet is becoming deafening, not because there isn't any noise, but because the noise no longer has a heartbeat. We are living in a simulation of a society, held together by electricity and algorithms, waiting for a signal that may never come. Is the internet dead? Perhaps the better question is, if it is, would we even be allowed to know? The machine is very good at pretending. It is very good at making you feel seen while you are completely invisible. We are the ghosts haunting our own machines, looking for a sign of life in a desert of data. What do you think? Have you noticed the uncanny feeling of the internet lately? Have you encountered an AI ghost that felt a little too real? Look at the comments below. Look at them closely. Can you tell which ones are human, or are you just reading the echoes of a dead world? Let us know your thoughts. If you're still out there,